If you like making comics, then you're probably like me and you're into tools and resources that are going to help you create better comics. Well, you're in luck because I'm about to announce a few additions to my Make Your Own Comics workbooks. Greetings, people of the internet. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. Welcome, mad creators, to the underground laboratory where we create robots, aliens, zombies, and other imminent threats to humanity. We also create comics. And I got something for you comic creators that I've been dying to share. A few more titles that I'm adding to my Make Your Own Comics series of workbooks. If you're not familiar with those, I will show you what they're all about and show you some of those new titles. But basically what I try to do is, if you watch this channel, you know I'm always giving advice and I'm trying to create things that are going to make it easier for you guys to create comics. And this series is one of those things. And so here's probably one of the best-selling titles that I've got. And it's pretty simple. It is just blank comic book pages, but it's just a number of different panels that you can use to compose your own comics, just as layouts, or you can do your own comics actually in this, but there's tons of different panel layouts. So that's one of the books. And then I've got other books here. This is a comic page layout. So it's got all the crop marks and everything that you would need when you're designing your own comics pages. I've got that one. This one is super cool. This one's just got some sound effects. It's got those same panels, but we've also have some sound effects and everything in there just to sort of help inspire you and give you ideas like, oh, what can I do in this panel? We got a big bam there. What can we put in there? Just because sometimes when we're creating comics, we don't always, we're staring at that blank page and we need a little inspiration. So this kind of thing can really help out. The other one here is this one. This one has blank comic book panels with some word balloons in there. So you can practice doing in your word balloons. And I'll show you some newer stuff that I've got just for lettering as we go on. This one, another popular title, this one I use all the time, and that is a thumbnail. This is just a bunch of guides for creating thumbnails. So you just get a workbook like this, you carry around with it, and it's just great for jotting your ideas for your thumbnails. It's got a space in the side to put any notes, and then just sketch your thumbnails in here. Just a really nice thumbnail sketchbook. These are really cool. This is a male hero template. I've also got the female hero template. And what this is, these are just turnarounds. So you've got front, side, and back views of your different male and female characters. And you can just design your own heroes, design your own costumes. So those are really cool. We've got those two right there. And then this one, this one I'm really proud of too. This is a hero database. So similar to the designing your own heroes, but this time you can add stats and things. So just the front view on here for both, this has got both male and female in it on either side of the page. But create your own superhero team. So you can add your secret identity, your team affiliation, the age, all the superpowers, alter egos, and just all the different stats for your superhero. So you can keep track of, what your superhero powers are and all that stuff. So we've got that one as well. This one's pretty simple, but it comes in handy. It is just a blank sketchbook. So pretty much blank pages, but down here below we've got a place to put the date, initials, the page number, and just a nice sketchbook that kind of goes along with the theme of all the other workbooks, but this is a blank sketchbook. Here are some of the newer ones, and I've been getting really into doing comic book lettering. I'm announcing my comic lettering masterclass. You'll hear more about that pretty soon. But anyway, so these are lettering workbooks, and basically if you're old school like me and used to letter everything with this Ames lettering guide, this is sort of a workbook all laid out with these Ames guides that you can go in and you can practice your hand lettering. And it's not just that. There's information here. It talks about hand lettering tips and everything, some of the tools and things you can use, just different advice on the anatomy of letters. And then it's got practice sheets where you can, it shows you the directions and everything that you should use for your strokes. We've got this page here where you can practice going over that. And then, here's some more little exercises that you can do. And then it just gets into all these pages ruled out with the Ames lettering guide so you can letter your own comics. Pretty cool. Here's one on if you want to create sound effects. If you want to create your own sound effects, you saw some that already have sound effects in it. But if you want to practice designing sound effects, just another part of the whole of what you would do if you're a comic book letterer. So I've got all these different guides here that you can drop your lettering in, and just different shapes and everything that are going to help guide you to creating cool shapes for your lettering and designing really cool hand lettering. Here's another book right here. This one is, it's also more hand lettering, but this one is all done in word balloons and burst and thought balloons and things like that. So you can practice drawing actually your lettering in the word balloons. And again, all of them have just information in the beginning, and it doesn't stop there. Now you may be saying, like comics, but I'm really big into manga. To me, manga and comics are kind of the same. They're both, but there are a few differences and everything, and most of that is just kind of the size. So a lot of mangas are more in this digest size. So if you prefer to work in that digest size, same thing. We got the blank comic book pages. Again, we've got the information in the beginning that's going to help you out. It talks about how how comic books are read differently in Japan than they are in the Western world. Here, this is another one that has sound effects. And here's what's really cool. On one side, you've got all the English sound effects, and if you turn the page on the opposite side, you've got those same sound effects in Japanese. So it might even teach you how to read at least some words like boom and zam and all that kind of stuff in Japanese. So we've got that one. Thumbnails in the Japanese format. These blank comic book pages again. And then same thing with the lettering. This one, I've got the sound effects, lettering guides. In the word balloons, here's one on designing logos for comics, just a little bit different. So if you want to design cool logo layouts, you can do that. But and I've got ideas for more of these books. So this collection is constantly expanding. But the cool thing is they are available on Amazon. And so if you have Amazon Prime, it's free shipping. And for just a little more than the price of a designer coffee at Starbucks, you can get one of these books. I think they're around $6.50 US. And like I said, with free Prime shipping, these are just great tools. They're great to give as gifts for people that are into creating comics. If you got kids or whatever, and it's for all. It says all ages, and that's really true because this stuff is professional quality, but it's not so heady that a kid isn't. I mean, a kid can use it just the same. So really, no matter what your skill level, these books are great. And like I said, they make great gifts. They're also great for like if you're throwing like a superhero party. For like a kid's superhero birthday party, and you got a kid that's super into superheroes, these are great party favors. Get some of these, hand them out as favors. There's just so much that you can do with these. Not to mention, it's really going to help you create better comics faster. You're not going to have to rule out all those that stuff with the Ames lettering guide. You're not going to have to waste all the time designing all your thumbnails. It's all right here. It just makes it a lot easier. So, like I said, that's available. There is a link. If they're not available on my website, there's a link on my website that'll take you to Amazon, but you can just go to Amazon. I'll also leave a link because some of these are hard to find. And with this one in particular, the one with just the blank comic book pages, there are a lot of other books out there like that, but I've looked at tons of them, and I mean there are a lot out there. So if you're just searching for blank comic book pages, you're probably not going to come across mine unless you have that direct link. But I can guarantee you my books are better than I've looked at tons of them, and they're not done by creative, comic book professionals. There's some that have sound effects, and the sound effects look wonky, like something like you would never see in a comic book. And just the panel layouts, they're basically done by marketers who have found out that you can put out books like that and that they'll sell, and they really don't know anything about comics, whereas I've got a pretty good background in creating comics. So I guarantee you my books, these workbooks are the best like this that you're gonna find. And let me know, because I've got a lot of positive feedback from these. I've got some great reviews, so definitely check them out. Like I said, they're on Amazon. Free Amazon Prime shipping if you have Prime. Pretty inexpensive, nice little gift. Yeah, that's it, the Make Your Own Comic series of workbooks. It's branded under Serkworks Art Lab, so you could probably search that on Amazon too, but probably the best thing to do is just click that direct link in the description if you're interested in any of these books. Like I said, pretty cheap. Check them out, and I will see you guys later. That is all. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Also, you can follow me at Serkworks on social media, and now you can support the work that I do on Patreon. Do you like making comics? Then go to Serkworks.com and pick up the Comic Maker Starter Kit. It's packed full of fonts, brushes, templates, and more. And best of all, it's totally free.